Hey everybody, my name is Scott Colby. Welcome back to the Grateful Entrepreneur, an online summit all about growing your business with gratitude. During the summit, I'll be interviewing entrepreneurs and leaders about the power of gratitude, appreciation, giving, and customer experience to help you grow your business. Today, I'm interviewing Jack Blenkinsopp, the Partnerships Manager at B1G1. Now, B1G1 is the global business giving initiative that makes it easy and enjoyable for businesses to give and create a world full of giving. You can check them out over at b1g1.com. Jack, welcome. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you very much. I'm very good, Scott. It's great to speak to you again. And congratulations on pronouncing my second name correctly. That's not an easy one to get out. So good on you.
Well, thank you. Appreciate that. And just for the audience, Jack and I, we spoke probably about 3 weeks ago, did a video just like this, but the recording didn't work. So now I've brought Jack back to be a member of the Grateful Entrepreneur Summit, and I'm so appreciative to be speaking with you again. Now, this interview is going to be a little bit different than the others in this summit. I've been interviewing a lot of entrepreneurs who are using gratitude and giving and appreciation to help grow their business. Well, B1G1 is a platform that makes it easy for businesses to give. And Jack is going to walk us through how this works. I want to, if I didn't mention it before, the website is b1g1.com. But Jack, I was telling you right before we started recording that one of our previous guests, Yannick Silver, mentioned B1G1 in our interview and also in his book, Evolved Enterprise. He is a big fan of what you guys are doing. So I'm excited for you to tell all the entrepreneurs and business leaders out there who are watching how we can give easily in our business. So first of all, before we kind of dive right in, tell us more about what B1G1 exactly is.
Thanks, Scott. Yeah, it's great to be speaking with you again. I just mentioned that before we started recording. It's just awesome to be connecting with like-minded individuals, like-minded businesses like yours. So, B1G1. I mean, I've been working at B1G1 now for about a year and a half, and I just fell in love with it from the first moment I discovered the website. So it's so unique in what it does. So B1G1 is a global giving movement. So what we do is we partner with businesses all over the world, coffee shops, accounting firms, yoga studios, clothing stores, a wide range of businesses. And we enable these businesses to add meaning and purpose into what they're doing by allowing them to give to charitable organizations, which we also partner with. Now, we call these charitable organizations worthy causes. And we also provide these businesses with great resources to connect more meaningfully with their customers, with their clients, and with their own team members. So through B1G1, these businesses that we partner with can create giving impacts through everyday business activities.
Yeah, and I love that. And, it's, Yannick spoke about a one-to-one model that, a big example is Tom's Shoe Company. And they give a pair of shoes for every pair sold to kids in need. But sometimes it's really hard to set that up, to track things, to know really what impact you're having. And that's where B1G1, I think, comes in beautifully. Not only do you guys track things, and we'll take a look on the back end exactly how that works, but you have so many different initiatives that you work with. So as a business owner myself and the entrepreneurs watching, we can no doubt find a worthy cause that is meaningful for us. And instead of, hey, I'm going to donate, 1% of my sales or 10% of my sales to that cause, we might be able to say like, hey, for every coaching client I sign up, 100 kids get water for a day or for a month or however that works. So that's what I love what you do, and you make it a lot easier for businesses like mine to partner up and give back. So we're going to take a look at the back end. Do you want to maybe share your screen and walk us through how this works?
Yeah, sure. Just let me know if you can see my screen here. Can you
Yeah.
see the B1G1 account I have in front of me?
Yeah, we're good.
Great. Okay. So yeah, I can give you a brief demo of what each of our partners' accounts looks like. And I just wanted to touch upon what you mentioned there a moment ago, which was in terms of it being really easy for people to give back and embed giving into their everyday activities. And that's exactly what we do here at B1G1. It's not about how much you give, but it's about the impacts that you can create around the world. And the worthy causes that we partner with, the projects they manage, they're high impact projects. We have over 500 for our business partners to choose from to give back to. So they create these incredible impacts around the world. And as you mentioned, they can track those using our fantastic widgets, which I'll show you in a moment. So I'll just show you some top line stuff today. I'm just going to focus on two buttons. That's the impact button and the connect button. Every single B1G1 partner, as I mentioned, has access to their own personal account. This is where they do all their giving. This is where they access those fantastic resources. Now, as you mentioned a moment ago, many businesses that are with us choose to link giving to everyday business activities. And this is really important in B1G1 because it enables habitual giving. This is not just about giving $5 here, $10 there, but it's about embedding giving into everything that you're doing. The co-founder of B1G1, Masami Sato, she envisaged a world full of giving, and this is what we're trying to enable here at B1G1. So I just want to use the example of the coffee shop, which I mentioned a moment ago. In fact, I was chatting with a guy in Nebraska about 6 weeks ago. He's called Mike, and he has just opened a coffee shop called Hard Bean Coffee. He's a really, really cool guy. He's recently joined us at B1G1. And what he wanted to do, he wanted to say, each time we sell a coffee, we provide access to clean drinking water to a child in Tanzania. And through B1G1, that's possible. So in order to do this, all he did is he logged into his B1G1 account, he headed to the impact button, and he created what we call giving stories. So giving stories are where you link a business activity to a particular project that you'd like to give to. So I'll show you how you do this just now. So the first thing you would do here is you would just choose what the business activity is. So you would say, when we sell a coffee, you press next, you just choose a picture which is relevant to the giving story you're setting up. And we're going to go with the flat white here. I'm a big fan of flat whites. I'm not sure if you drink coffee yourself, Scott. I'm sure you do.
I do every day.
I haven't had mine yet. It's 8:15 here in the morning in Singapore. So as soon as this call's over, I'm going downstairs to get a coffee. So you choose your picture, and this is the fun part. Okay, so this is where our partners get to choose the project that they link to that business activity. Now, you can choose any project you like, and you can search these projects based on what you think is going to resonate with your customers, with your team, and you can search via category. So you can look at educational projects, projects in the environmental category, food, health, and the list goes on. You can also choose in terms of what country that project is located. And a really important one is sustainable development goals. Now, I know you mentioned earlier on one-for-one models. Now, what's really important with B1G1 is that we're enabling sustainable development in these areas. So it's not just a quick fix, but we want to enable sustainable development in these communities that we're supporting. And that's really important to us. So every single one of these projects that you see here, they are aligned with at least one sustainable development goal. So when I click on that project, for example, you can see just here that this particular project is aligned with the quality education and the gender equality sustainable development goals. And these goals were launched about 3 years ago now by the UN. This is really important to B1G1. And as I said, all of our projects align with these. So all you would do here, as I mentioned, is just choose a project that you would like to link to that particular business activity. So let's say we wanted to go with this first one, which is giving access to life-saving water to a child in Ethiopia. Now, you can see that these projects start from 1 cent. So you can create incredible impacts through B1G1 from a really small amount. And all you do is click on the project. You can have a little read of it. You can see the worthy cause that manages that project, also the location and what categories it falls under. And then all you do is you select the project and you scroll down You choose if you'd like to provide clean drinking water for a day, a week, a month. Let's say it's a week. That's 5 cents. You press next, and your giving story is created, and it saves in the impact button where we began. And all you do is at the end of each month, if you're Mike in Nebraska, you log into your B1G1 account on the computer or using the mobile app, and you just say, okay, how many coffees have I sold this month? And it's really easy for him to find that out. It might be 100 coffees. All you do is you jump into your giving story here, turn that to 100, add that to the cart, and you'll see on the right-hand side here, that's gone from 0 to 100. So I add that to the cart. I apologize. The reason it hasn't gone to 100 is I've already got giving stored in that basket. Okay, so that's just there. That's sitting in the basket of my account. And you can see that when I process this payment, I'm going to add 1,400 impacts to my overall total. Okay, and that's because I'm providing 200 lots of 5 days. Okay, so that's as easy as it is. You just create these giving stories, you add the giving to your basket, and a bit like Amazon, you just proceed to pay through PayPal. And each time you process a payment, these impacts here get added to your total, as I mentioned, and these are what are stored on your widgets. I can show you those now if you'd like.
Yeah, let's see the widgets. And while you're getting up to the page with the widgets, I just wanted to chime in here. I love this because when I started Say It With Gratitude, I was working with 6 different charities and giving back 10% of my sales. Well, I waited till the end of the year to do those calculations, and man, that was a mistake. I had so many numbers and trying to figure out which sale went with which charity and calculating 10%, adding up all my sales, and you guys do everything for you. That would make this a lot more automated and feasible. Yeah. That's what I love.
Yeah, and that's the feedback we get from so many of our partners, is that the ease of embedding giving into everything they're doing, because our partners are not just embedding giving into their business activities, but their everyday activities. If they take a coffee break, or they have a team meeting, or they send an email, or they, one of their favorite football teams scores a goal, for example. And again, there are so many projects to choose from. As I said, there are over 500, and all you do is just scroll through, and you can just look at these in your own time. So there's always something in there for our partners to feel connected with, and for something in there that they feel that their customers will be connected with.
Can we pick more than one charity to work with?
Oh, absolutely. So there are, as I say, over 500 projects managed by around 80 worthy causes. So you could support every single project at B1G1, which would mean that you're supporting all 80 plus of our worthy causes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah. And if you really wanted to, when you're doing the advanced search option here, you can also search by organization. So all of the worthy causes are listed on our website in your account, so you can see who you're giving to, and you can find out more about that worthy causes I mentioned just by heading to our homepage, if you like, and scrolling down to the bottom. There's a bit there. You can look at the project, and from there you can find out more about the worthy causes that are managing them. So I'm going to jump into the connect button here. So in the connect button, this is where you access all of the resources which allow you to connect more meaningfully with, as I said, your customers, but also your own team. Your mission, for example. Now, every time you give, impacts are being accumulated, and these impacts, these numbers, are being stored on these widgets here. It's all automated, so every time you proceed to pay, the numbers get added to your impact totals. And these are so easy to get onto your website. All you do is you click on the Get Embed codes, you copy that, and you paste that to the back end of your site. And you can customize these widgets so that they are in keeping with your site, so they look lovely too. If I just go down to this, carry on scrolling down here, you'll see a couple more widgets, but I really want to focus on this one here. This is the Business for Good map. Now, what I love about this is, whereas this widget here will tell customers and clients how many impacts you've created, this map here shows where those impacts are going. Okay, so this blue icon here is me, Jack, and you can see when I scroll over these orange icons, it will tell people what impacts I've created in those areas, okay? And actually what I'd love to do now, if it's okay with you, is just show you an example of this on one of our partners' websites.
Yeah, that'd be great.
So this is an accounting firm in Essex, just outside of London, in England. And I met these guys for the first time early this year at a B1G1 event. And they're just a lovely, lovely family running this great accounting firm. And you can see here, they've got their own Business for Good page on their website. When I jump onto that Business for Good page, you can see they've got some really powerful photos that greet them, greet the customer. All of the photos, again, are available in your B1G1 account. And as you scroll down past these photos here, you'll see there's a little bit of information on B1G1, but you'll see the giving stories that they have set up. Again, these can just be copied and pasted like the widgets to the back end of the website. And you can see that they're saying, when we file a client's tax return, we give 35 days of access to life-saving clean water to families in Ethiopia. So every single time they file a tax return, they're doing this incredible giving. They're creating these impacts. And likewise, when they submit a client set of accounts. We come down past the giving stories, and you've got the widgets, which side by side, I just think are incredibly powerful. You have 10,000 giving impacts here, and this scrolling widget shows people exactly what those numbers are made up of. And also you have the Business for Good map here, which is interactive, which means you can open it up in a separate window and you can find out a bit more about what these guys are doing in these areas. You can move the map around, and you can scroll over the icons, as I mentioned, to find out a bit more about what giving Russell's Associates are doing all over the world. And they've even got a little bit at the bottom there, which is essentially referring people to B1G1 to try and spread this incredible movement.
I love that. I love the visuals of the map and the widgets adds up the number for you. So I want to look at another thing that you guys offer, because I remember our initial email exchange. One of your colleagues was emailing me about these gratitude certificates. I mean, and of course the word gratitude was in there. So I was like, what is this? So tell us what these gratitude certificates are, because I loved hearing about this.
Sure. Yeah, sure. I knew this was something that you were going to love based on what you guys get up to at Say It With Gratitude. So we've shown you these. I have shown you these great widgets which you can embed on your website. And as I say, this is going to connect to anyone that lands there. But the gratitude certificates are a really great way of thanking your customers, your clients, even your team members individually. Okay, so it's much more personal than the widgets. The widgets are great, they do a fantastic job, and I love them. But the gratitude certificates, as I mentioned, are a way of thanking customers, team members personally. So let me give you an example of this. So this accounting firm I've just shown you here, these guys, Russell's Associates in the UK, I was speaking with one of their team members just last week, and they were telling me about the gratitude certificates that they had created. And what they're doing is, each time someone comes in for a meeting, they're putting a gratitude certificate in an envelope, and they're sealing it up. And at the end of the meeting, they're giving it to their client and saying, don't open this just yet. Open it later on once you've left the office. And in that gratitude certificate are these, okay? Sorry, in that envelope are these. These gratitude certificates are just so incredibly powerful. So with that accounting firm, with Russell's Associates, their client will go away, they will open up the envelope to find this certificate. And what the certificate does is it thanks them for doing business with Russell Associates. So this is an opportunity to do giving and to thank your customers for that. So Russell Associates client will go away from the meeting, they'll open up the gratitude certificate, and it will say, hey, Scott, just wanted to say thank you so much for coming in and meeting with us today. We value your business, and as a personal thank you for doing business with us, we would like to let you know that 35 children in Malawi have been provided with access to clean drinking water for a whole month. And you can obviously link that business activity to any project. So all of the templates for these gratitude certificates are available in your B1G1 account. As you can see here, I've just come into the printed versions. You can change the title. You can change obviously the name of the person it's going to. the picture, and also you can put your logo down here. If you wanted to, what you can do is, as opposed to printing these off and handing them out individually, which is a really great way of connecting with customers and clients, you can also send them via email, and you can do that from your B1G1 account. So you can change the title and again the photo and the copy. And as you come down here, you can actually send these gratitude certificates to your customers directly from your B1G1 account. And actually what I'd love to do is, if I stop sharing for a moment, I'm just going to show you a really great example of a gratitude certificate in action by a guy in Scotland. His name is Silver Storick. Now, I love this gratitude certificate, partly because it's got a really beautiful picture on the right-hand side that's really powerful. Those eyes just kind of bore into your soul, don't they? They're awesome. So I just love that picture. But the wording is also really lovely. What Silver has done here, he's a real estate agent, is he has chosen a few different projects. And what he has done is he has given this gratitude certificate in person to the customer he is working with. I'm not going to read all of that to you because it's on the screen. But all he's saying is, look, thank you so much for doing business with us. And as a special thank you, we want you to know that we've impacted the lives of 709 people. Now, put yourself in the position of the person receiving this gratitude certificate, be it in this case or in Russell's Associates case at the accounting firm. It's incredibly powerful because it's common for businesses to say on their website, we donate X amount to this charity, or X percentage of our revenue goes to these charities. But it's not common for individual thank yous like this, where tangible impacts are being cited. And this is what's happening here. It's not saying that no money is mentioned. It's just the impacts that we focus on. So, and I can tell you now, the feedback we've had from our partners is that when their customers receive these, they're blown away. They're because they're not expecting it. Again, they're being thanked for doing business with them.
Yeah, this is awesome. And I don't know if any of your partners have the data, but no doubt sending a certificate like this of gratitude where you're giving back and showing your customers the impact, I think will yield a longer customer relationship retention. You can close maybe possibly a new deal with it if you're sending these certificates to prospects. If you're giving them to your team, you're going to have a happier workplace and people that'll stick with you longer. So many profound results of these gratitude certificates.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, as I said, the feedback we get from our partners is just incredible, and it's awesome to hear. Let's put it this way: giving someone a gratitude certificate where you are telling them that just as a result of doing business, just as a result of coming in for a meeting, or the fact that you've filed their tax return, or whatever it may be, just as a result of that, you are creating these incredible impacts around the world. That can only be a good thing, right? And I use the example of the coffee shop because it is really a really easy go-to. But if you have, I think I maybe mentioned this to you last time we spoke, if you had two coffee shops selling an identical product, coffee was just as good in both, they were next door to one another, they looked the same, as I said, everything about them was identical, apart from the fact that when you bought a coffee from the coffee shop on the right-hand side, a child in Tanzania was given access to clean drinking water for a whole year or a month or a week or a day. But this coffee shop did not do that. Even if the prices in the coffee shop that created these impacts was slightly higher, you might even still go there. But I would imagine that almost every time someone is going to choose the coffee shop that's creating these incredible impacts, because more and more nowadays, and the studies show this, that customers are willing to pay a little bit more. Not that they need to, but with B1G1, but customers are willing to pay a little bit more if good is being done as a result of doing business with that company. The studies show this. So, but thankfully with B1G1, you don't need to increase your prices to create these incredible impacts, because you can do that from just 1 cent. The projects are just from 1 cent, so it's easy to do.
Yeah, and I know in that example you gave, I would definitely choose the coffee shop that gives back each and every time. Jack, I know a big question when giving to charities for people that are watching here is like, how do we know that the donation that we're making is actually going to, let's say, the clean water for a child versus like the administrative fees or salary of the admin office of that charity? How do we know that what we're giving is actually what we're giving?
Yeah, it's a fair question, and we have a model at B1G1 that is such that so when a partner joins us, a business joins us, they pay an annual fee. Okay, and depending on the size of your business, that fee will differ slightly. It's only a couple of $100s a year if you're a one-man business. And that annual fee, that covers, of course, B1G1's overheads, but it allows us to create those incredible resources that I've just shown you. It keeps the B1G1 wheels turning. But it also means that 100% of the giving that our partners do, once they join, all of it goes to the worthy causes that we have listed on the B1G1 website. So you join us, you pay this annual fee, and once you paid that annual fee, there's no surprises. Everything from there on out, for the rest of the year, all your giving goes where it should do. Now, we're actually very strict in terms of the worthy causes that can join B1G1. We have a 2-tier criteria check that every single charitable organization has to meet in order to be listed as a B1G1 worthy cause. And this criteria can be found on our website. So every worthy cause that joins us has to meet this criteria. And the reason it's so stringent is because we want to ensure that all of the money is going where it should do. And each month, at the end of each month, our worthy cause manager distributes all of the money that's being given by our partners to these worthy causes. And there's an itemized breakdown of where the giving needs to go based on where our partners have selected the projects. So all of our worthy causes, as I said, for a start, have to go through this criteria check to become a part of B1G1. But then they are monitored, and we have obviously we have an open dialogue with them each month, and they go through an annual review to ensure that they're still meeting that criteria they initially met when they first joined us. So for us, it's very important that we can look our partners in the eye and say, all of the giving that you're doing is going where it should do.
I love that. And that's another advantage of partnering with you guys is you've done that research, you've got that strict criteria. I'm sure like an entrepreneur like me, I don't want to have to do that work on my own. So it's great to have a trusted partner in B1G1. Jack, I want to wrap up by giving you a couple minutes to tell people how they would get started if they want to partner with you. Before we do that, did I leave anything out? I think we covered what
we did well.
I couldn't remember if I left anything out.
No, I think we've done well. And the reason I say we've done well is because, look, I love connecting with businesses that are interested, not necessarily just to join us, but just to learn more about B1G1, because this is a movement. And I say we've done well because I could sit here for the rest of today and talk to you about B1G1, and I could take you through every single resource that's available to you. And there's just so much on offer. And when you join us, you really are joining a community of like-minded businesses from around the world. We have 2,500 businesses, all over in the States, all across Europe, here in Asia, in Australia, and New Zealand. So we're really in every country, more or less. And it's just great to connect with businesses like yours that are interested to learn more. So I think we've done a good job of covering everything in pretty good time. So if businesses are interested to learn more about B1G1, the best piece of advice I can give is certainly to head to our website, so www.b1g1.com. And actually, there is a live chat on that website, which actually you were on, I think, yesterday or the day before, weren't you, Scott?
Yes, I talked to some.
Florentia? Yeah. That's right. Yeah. So you can jump on and you can speak with a member of the team on the live chat at any point if you have any immediate questions. You can also reach out to me. My email is just jack@b1g1.com. Head to the website, have a look around, but jump on the live chat or drop me an email if you'd like to learn more, and we can set up one of these calls and I can answer any questions that you have.
Awesome. Jack, this was amazing to just connect with you again, to see the amazing work that B1G1 is doing. One of my goals is to help businesses show more gratitude and give back more. And as that will, it's a selfless thing to do, but it will help grow your business. So I'm just honored and thrilled that you came back and were able to take us through your the platform there. Very insightful. So thank you so much.
No problem at all. It's been a great pleasure. Thanks a lot, Scott.
And everybody watching this interview with Jack for the Grateful Entrepreneur Summit, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you come back for our next interview, and we'll talk to you then. Bye for now.